The USPS has made an announcement that affects over 80,000 truck drivers. It's a new initiative aimed at strengthening their safety standards across its trucking network by tightening rules around the use of non-domiciled CDL drivers. Let's dive into the full announcement, which happened yesterday. In a statement released January 5th, yesterday, the USPS said it will begin working with its contracted trucking providers to phase out any use of non-domiciled CDL drivers who have not been thoroughly vetted by the United States Postal Inspection Service. The Postal Service relies heavily on trucking to support its nationwide delivery network, moving approximately 55,000 loads by truck every single day. The move is part of a broader effort to improve transportation safety, accountability, and oversight within the Postal Service's massive logistics operation. And they said, and I quote, by tightening the use of non-domiciled CDL drivers by our third-party providers, USPS seeks to improve transportation safety and accountability and add yet another layer of protection and safety, the agency said. USPS emphasized that the policy shift aligns with the recent DOT safety initiatives, which included updated guidance aimed at restoring integrity to the CDL issuance process. Now, if you guys remember, now we didn't cover this fully, but we are going to be diving more into a lot more news. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button if this video is of use to you. But if you remember back in September of 2025, just last year, a couple months ago, the FMCSA issued an emergency interim final ruling, try saying that 5 times fast, restricting the ability of the state's driver's licensing agencies to issue CDLs to foreign domiciled individuals, citing safety concerns and compliance concerns. And now Sean Duffy reiterated this point on Fox News just before Christmas, that the Trump administration, they're not creating new rules. They're just simply trying to enforce the rules that are currently on the books and that haven't been enforced for the last decade or so. Watch that here.
Rules. These rules are not made up by the Trump administration. I didn't make them up. These are rules that are set up to make sure our roads are safe. And so if you can't speak English, if you haven't gone through the proper training courses, you shouldn't be behind the wheel of a big rig. These are 80,000-pound vehicles that can be incredibly dangerous when things go wrong.
Now, the Postal Service leadership framed the decision as a continuation of longstanding safety practices and policies designed to protect employees, consumers, and the public. USPS said safety improvements go hand in hand with operational performance and reaffirmed its commitment to monitoring both industry and government data related to contractor performance. USPS strives to promote a culture of safety to minimize accidents among employee and contract drivers, the agency said. So what does this mean for the overall industry? Personally, I think this move by USPS is just another clear signal that safety and compliance standards, they're shifting, they're tightening across the entire industry. I think we're going to continuously see these pushes, like Sean Duffy said, of enforcing the laws that are on the books, not creating anything new. Something that we definitely need in terms of some vetting and some of these carrier things that are going on in terms of, chameleon carriers and just a lot of the problems that we are having in the industry. For carriers, it raises the bar for carrier vetting, documentation. If you're working with companies and you're a contractor for like USPS, Amazon's, I think we're going to see a lot of these kind of shifts for these, these shipper specific, loads. I think relying on non-domiciled CDL drivers without thorough vetting, it's going to become a massive liability. So I think it's something that you really have to be looking at right now. For brokers, for 3PLs, it highlights just a bigger shift of enforcement. So if you are a broker, if you're a 3PL who's utilizing or doesn't know if they're non-domiciled, you definitely want to make sure you are doing your due diligence. Accountability is no longer stopping at the contract. They're looking at what is going on. Shippers are trying to figure out who's exactly behind the wheel of these trucks. not just for the fraud issue, obviously, but because this is becoming a larger issue, that it seems like in the future that the government is going to push and punt a lot of the scrutiny back onto the shippers. So they're going to be looking at us, the broker, and everyone else to make those decisions and help them with those mitigations. So zooming out, this may serve as a blueprint for other companies, like I was saying, like Amazon's and some of these companies who are having a lot of issues with non-domiciled drivers, with chameleon carriers, with accidents. We'll be talking about that in a later segment. If you guys watch for later today or tomorrow, that'll be out. But I think that this is going to become more of a widespread issuance that we're going to see across not just USPS, not just government agencies, but across large shippers as a whole. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Is this a good move? Is this a bad move? Do you think other companies are going to shift towards this model? What do you guys think? Let me know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We'll have a lot more videos like this in the future. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps us out a ton. We'll talk to you guys in the next video. Don't forget to think freight.